In One Piece, Sabo's fate is deeply tied to the mysterious D people, even though he doesn't carry the initial himself. From childhood to adulthood, his path in life continues to overlap with the D people. Sabo's sworn brothers, Monkey D. Luffy, and Porpoise D. Ace, carry the D moniker, and Sabo's shared ideal fuels the idea that the three brothers are fated to meet. From escaping his noble upbringing, to nearly losing his life at the hands of the celestial dragons, to his memory loss and eventual rise as the second in command of the Revolutionary Army, Sabo continues to encounter the D people. Even the Revolutionary Army he works for, Monkey D. Dragon, is a carrier of the D initial. Hence, these relationships with the D people have placed Sabo at the heart of the unfolding conflict in One Piece, which most likely aligns with his destiny, making him a key player in the final arc. Sabo's earlier connection to the D people, the brotherhood with Luffy and Ace. Sabo's connection to the D people is most profoundly expressed through his brotherhood with Luffy and Ace, who are two key figures in the D lineage. Though Sabo did not grow up knowing the will of D, he has questioned the fact that Luffy and Ace both carry the D initials. The D people are often characterized by their will, rejection of oppression, and inherent defiance of the world's ruling systems. These traits are exemplified in both Luffy and Ace, who, like Sabo, dreamed of living freely in a world that constantly sought to restrain them. For Sabo, born into a noble family in Goa Kingdom, a region defined by a class divide where the poor are cast aside, and the rich live in luxury. Despite Sabo's privileged upbringing, he shuns injustice and oppression, and climbing the social ladder is of no interest to him. In this vein, he longed for freedom because he felt trapped in a world that worships wealth over humanity. Moreover, Sabo's fateful encounter with Luffy and Ace isn't a mere coincidence due to his will to break the chain of the oppressive society he grew up in. As brothers, the three shared the same aspirations for freedom, adventuring together as children and forming a pact to set sail as pirates when they grew older. However, Sabo's dream was brutally interrupted when a celestial dragon shot and nearly killed him. The celestial dragon's attack symbolized the tyranny Sabo had detested all his life and aimed to demolish, and it also marked the first major tragedy in Sabo's life. Thought to be dead by Ace and Luffy, Sabo was rescued by Dragon, leader of the Revolutionary Army, but the trauma caused him to lose his memory, erasing the bond he had shared with his brothers. For Sabo, the brotherhood he formed with Ace and Luffy was more than just a personal relationship, it became a source of strength and motivation throughout his life. Even after losing his memory and rising through the ranks of the Revolutionary Army, the bond with his brothers remained a core part of his identity. After Ace's death at Marineford and recovery of his memory, Sabo journeyed to Dressrosa to acquire Ace's Mara Mara no Mi devil fruit. Ace's death weighed heavily on him, and Sabo viewed his death as a personal failure. Sabo felt that he had been unable to protect one of the most important people in his life, and the loss deepened his resolve to carry on Ace's legacy by inheriting the Mara Mara no Mi. Although Sabo is not a D himself, his desire to protect Luffy and his connection with Ace and other D people in the series makes him a protector of the D lineage. Sabo's role in the Revolutionary Army, the Chief of Staff's shared ideal of freedom in One Piece. The only thing known about the D people is that they are the ancient enemy of the world government. So far, the world government vividly represents injustice and tyranny. Thus, Sabo's role as the Chief of Staff in the Revolutionary Army represents his larger commitment to the fight against oppression. In the Revolutionary Army, Sabo once again becomes a confidant and second-in-command to Luffy's father, Dragon, who also carries the D initial. Hence, Sabo's continuance in encountering and getting involved with the D people cannot be overlooked. Even though Sabo's motivations stem from his desire to dismantle the oppressive system, his path inevitably overlaps with the D people, even as a revolutionary. In a Gorosei meeting, one of the five elders questions Sabo's continued involvement with the D people. In other words, apart from being Luffy's brother, his role as the Chief of Staff of Dragon is not a mere coincidence. Also, the event at the Reverie during the Revolutionary Army's operation further solidified the idea that he is fated to help and fight alongside the D people who will fight against the world government. Sabo's impact in the final arc connection with the D people's fate. The Pirate King, Goldie Roger, has that initial, and his influence and legacy continue to ripple throughout the story. Sabo's connection to the D people, most notably Luffy and Ace, reveals a deeper layer of his character. Hence, Sabo's role as a revolutionary leader and Luffy's brother indicates his fate is intertwined with the larger struggle for liberation. Also, the event that happened in the Room of Authority during the Reverie further solidified the idea that Sabo will continue to be drawn back into the fold of the legacy of the D people. Alabasta King, Nefertari D. Cobra, was murdered during the Reverie by Emu and the Five Elders minus J. Garcia Saturn, Shepherd Jupiter, Topman Valkyrie, Baron V. Nusturo, Marcus Mars. During this unfortunate event, Cobra orders Sabo to tell his daughter, Vivi, and Luffy that they share the moniker D and that they must bear the flag of Dawn, which most likely means toppling down the corrupt world order. The fact that Sabo is once again the person to give this information to the D people reinforces the idea that his fate is inextricably linked with theirs. As the series builds towards its final arc, Sabo's role will become increasingly pivotal. Also, the fact that Sabo now carries Ace's will through his devil fruit solidifies his connection to Luffy's destiny. The final arc is shaping up to be a convergence of the major forces in the world: the pirates, the Revolutionary Army, the Marines, the Yonko, and the world government. Sabo stands at the intersection of these forces, with his ties to the D clan ensuring that his fate is intertwined with the final war that is bound to happen in the story. Sabo's relationship with Ace, Luffy, Dragon and his future potential encounter with Vivi strongly emphasizes his growing importance in the series and that he will play a crucial role in the eventual downfall of the world government. Sabo's actions will likely be instrumental in exposing the truth about the D people, as his fate vividly portrays the broader struggle for freedom that the D